Test, test, test.
Test, test, test.
You sound good?
I sound great.
And this looks good? Hey, what's up? I don't know what's going on in my life. Ooh, yeah. So,
Welcome back to another episode of Kathy and Susie's Kids with Jordan and Matthew.
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Matthew. I just decided to stop and get a little Taco Bell and really talk about our love for Taco Bell.
So when did you discover Taco Bell? How old are you?
And I think birth. I think my mother was eating Taco Bell while I was in the womb, and my brain was just like firing that probably all cylinders go, and I was like, man, I came out just wanting Taco Bell. Most people when they get Taco Bell, I don't know, I get the same thing every time I go. What about you?
I do the same thing.
What about y'all? I get the same thing every time you go.
Yeah, comment below and let us know if you.
Yeah, what's your order?
What's your order? We'll actually get your order next time.
All right, mine is 3 soft tacos and order of nachos, and it's very plain and simple, but you just got to eat it fast before it sticks to the paper. But you got to put some fire sauce on it. I'm a fire sauce guy.
I'm a Diablo guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a Diablo on this one. Got a little in your beard.
Oh, do I?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any napkins in the bag?
Of course not.
So I'm gonna use one of these shirts.
Perfect.
Right here, I got an old shirt. It's coming. Yeah, there we go. But no, me and our boy Crow. Shout out to Chris Rowe and congratulations on the baby still, buddy.
Yeah, he shot a good deer this weekend up at our hunting camp. While I was here.
Really?
Yeah.
How big?
8-point.
Way to go, Crow.
Actually hit one in his truck too. I think today coming home or last night.
Wow. So yeah, he's the one that turned me on to Amazon sells Diablo sauce online.
I believe you told me that in the past. I remember going and getting Taco Bell. We were in driver's ed in high school. Me and Josh Kovacevic would take the driver's ed car, and we'd drive the Taco Bell. We would get the box of tacos, which is like 12 tacos, and we'd come back, and it was right before lunchtime, and everybody would always try to hit us up for tacos. But I think at that point in time, me and Josh could probably both eat 12 tacos by ourselves.
Yes, I would say 9th grade maybe. Started linking up with like people like Casey Price, Chase Voorhees, Garrett Johnson, Bradley Box, Terry Adams, and we would meet in Justin Strain. We'd meet up at Taco Bell after school, and that was kind of like why my love of taco. And it's always been for me. The order is the number 6, the chicken chalupa, add nacho cheese, no sour cream. But then lately, I've been doing. Since they got this new toasted grilled chalupa, I've been doing extra nacho cheese on the crunch wrap. So it's I guess like a number 4, but it's always a Baja. Always.
I'm a Pepsi guy.
Not Baja?
Really, I'm a Coke guy. I drink Pepsi out of substitution for Coke, and that's one of my cons of Taco Bell. That and the runs afterwards. But
You never do that with the Taco Bell. Taco Bell is healthy. It's the healthiest fast food restaurant. And they're sure I've seen an article about this.
Their beef is A grade. I think it's filet mignon chopped up and fine, served on.
I think it's Wagyu.
You know how many different ingredients that they have in Mexican food? It's like all the same. Everything's just got a different name, but it's the same ingredient.
But I do like fast, the whole thing fast because we don't want anything. We don't want to wait for anything.
You know what my favorite part of it is? So my nachos. My mom taught me this one, so shout out Kathy. All right. You take your cup of cheese that you get right here, and you open it up.
Can you see this?
You open up your cup of cheese that comes with your nachos.
Yeah.
And you take your fire sauces, and I do 2 of them because I'm fat, and I put them in here just like that.
That's interesting.
I'll wait till you try it.
I need to try it. Can I try it?
Yeah. So then you get your chips, which are hidden in here. All right, so then you stir it around good, and you get your good old Taco Bell queso dip right here.
Hey, look, I'm learning something new right now, guys.
Yeah, this is where it's at. Life hacks.
I'm not mad about that. Well done, Brooks. Well done.
Thanks, Mom.
So that's your mom's thing, right?
Yeah, well, it was. I don't think she's Taco Bell anymore.
Really?
But I do.
Got Got some cinnamon twist gonna drop right here.
Nice.
We'll throw that like that.
So, dude, what you been up to? I've been gone for a week.
I know. How was Disney?
Dude, Disney was unreal. Very COVID protected.
How many days did y'all go for?
How many days didn't we go for? No, we left on a Friday morning. So we did the whole park. One of the parks Friday, park Saturday, park Sunday, park Monday. Maybe park Tuesday. We did 4 days of parks.
Really?
Yeah, and then we flew home on Wednesday. So it was very busy, very, I guess, organized. So one thing about Disney right now is they got to have everything planned out. So I think we made all of our reservations like 6 months out, and that was for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the rides, which days we were at the park. So they're not doing like park hoppers or anything like that right now.
No fast pass?
No, we're doing fast pass either. Which I sound like a nerd now that I know what all this is, because here, 2 weeks ago I'd be like, "What's a park hopper?" Nah. Now I know. So,
Was there a lot of people there?
they were at 40% capacity, is what one of the employees told me. We were a lot, but not 100%. And the max we waited in line for a ride was probably an hour and 10 minutes. So.
That's a while.
Yeah, but that was just like one of the rides. I think I did the timing, everything. I broke it down, everything that we wanted to do, everything that we did, whether it be dinner, whether it be travel, whether it be going to a park, riding a ride, everything averaged out to be about an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes worth of time. So if you wanted to eat, it was going to take you at least an hour and 30. If you wanted to go ride a ride, it's probably going to take you an hour and 30. If you wanted to go back to the cabin, take a nap, do whatever, it's going to take an hour and 30 to get it there. So once I had that figured out, I was able to kind of, I don't know, get my head wrapped around the vacation. But I still had fun.
Where'd you stay up?
We stayed on site, and the place was called the Wilderness Lodge. It's like 750 acres. It's all deer and wild animal. It's in the middle of the woods. And we had our very own little cabin, which was kind of like a FEMA cottage. It's like a shotgun style house. Very nice. Very nice. I had scooters. And we had golf cart. So it was pretty fun. Good transportation.
Would you go again?
Yeah, I would. And here's why. Because there's so many rides that they have, but they're building so many right now too. So we didn't get to experience everything that they did. The Star Wars thing was by far the best. I'm kind of a Star Wars nerd. But they got Hollywood Studios where they've actually got like the Millennium Falcon and all the other starships and droids rolling around and like live interaction role play. I think you know a little bit about that. One of the rides that they have, you actually have to sign up for prior to being on site, and it's called the Rise of the Resistance. So they actually make you a part of this ride, this experience, and they pull you in, and you're like on a mission to, I think, break someone out that's been escaped or that's been captured.
Kind of like the Mandalorian.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's another reason why to go in the future. So they were telling me they've got a new hotel. They drove me by it and showed it to me. One of my Uber drivers did, and it's gonna be a spaceship. And when you check in, it's like you're going off to space, and they put you in the elevator, and the elevator actually like shoots you off to a space camp. So whenever you're in your room, it's actually like you're in the space room, you and your family. And then if you want to go back to the plan or to the park, they put you in the elevator, and it's like a pod, and it shoots you back down to Earth, and it's all like visual effects. So like everybody that's at the hotel that's catering to you is like on a starship, and it's all based on Star Wars. So that sounds cool. They said it's 2-night minimum, $1,000 a night, and they showed me the hotel, which kind of looks like a little bit of a spaceship. So it's pretty neat. But for a Star Wars fan, I did the build your own lightsaber.
Yeah, I've seen that. You made that?
Yeah, from scratch.
What was the price on that?
I don't want to talk about it.
I do.
$200, give or take. It's in here somewhere. But for $200, they take you in, and they make you feel like you're a Jedi, and they train you. Well, they don't train you. All in all, process is probably about 45 minutes. But again, it was timed. So they're probably doing this all day with different groups, just raking in the cash. But they got these different crystals, and they say, pick which crystal calls to you based on what you want or what you feel. And this is kind of like how you pick your color of your lightsaber. The one I picked was power and control, so it was a red lightsaber.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, yeah. Power and control, I'll take it.
And you have to do it because if you do that thing, you're not the guy that gets the lightsaber.
No.
Or
You're right.
I mean, you have to do it.
Yeah, and I did. Anyway, I was in there with all grown men, too. It wasn't like there was any kids in there with us. There was some girls. but the guy that was leading it was, like, not breaking character. So he was in there, and he's like, oh, you're a Padawan, and you've been chosen, and you got to choose your Star Wars lightsaber. I mean, it was pretty cinematic. Anyway, there was a little girl that was standing next to me, helping me out. And I just looked over and I was like, all right, yeah, screw all that. Like, where do you put the batteries in this thing in case it goes out? Because I'm paying a lot of money. And if the batteries go out, I'm going to be mad. So she kind of dismantled it a little bit and showed me where to put the batteries in. But now we have lightsaber war.
I already have a lightsaber.
I know. That's what I was
I have a Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Well, I've got a Matthew Brooks because it's custom. So how they do it is they give you all these different parts. And
Hold on, mine, guys, you can go find dirt cheap or Hudson's. I found mine for, originally it was like $140, $150, and I found it for $15 at Hudson's.
makes me feel like I got took. But it was actually my birthday present, so I'm not even going to complain about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to whoever bought that for Adam. I mean, for
it was
Matt.
John's mother.
Oh, shout out John's mother.
Mhm. So I've got, 30 minutes into this. I'm already, yes, all in this Diablo.
You're hooked
I
on
don't, see,
Diablo
I
now.
don't see any more fire sauce. Here's one. So I'm in there, and we come out, and John's little brother did it with me immediately. He went for a purple lightsaber. But it made me want to play with it for the rest of the time we were there. They gave me this neat little carrying case, and you could tell who the other Jedis were while you're just walking around in Disney because we had these things on our back. So, I mean, it made it fun. It made it like we were actually in the Star Wars world for a little bit. And but I did get judged. So I was coming out, and I was waiting into the line for another ride, and one of the girls that works there, that was something I did notice, like how passionate the employees at Disney were.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, like, I mean, have you been?
It was years ago.
It was like Chick-fil-A on steroids.
Well, I'm friends with Kalen Diaz. Shout out to Kalen Diaz. But Sabri Huff, him and his fiance work there. They live there. Like they live there. Where he's a big Michael Myers fan and like big into film, big into movies. So is she. But he actually works at Disney.
Well, I've never been waved to by so many grown men in my life. They're all like,
But I'm saying like the people that do work there move there
because they want to work at Disney.
because they want and they get they experience. They're
So
always
that was where I got some judgment. Okay, so I'm waiting in line, and this girl that's like waving us on. She's like, "Oh, you did a lightsaber. What color did you pick?" And I was like, "Oh, power and control." She goes, "Well, I obviously chose yellow."
What is yellow?
I don't know. Not power and control. She's like, because I naturally tend to the light side. When she said it, I could sense the judgment like I was a bad person because I chose power and control and the red lightsaber. So I guess I learned something about myself every day.
I mean, there's no way we'd be rebels.
I just want to pick up.
Rebellion.
Yeah, I just want to pick up the remote controller whenever I reach my hand out towards it. And
100%. Like,
I'm not really concerned about what color my lightsaber is.
I'd definitely be a stormtrooper.
Would you?
I mean,
I think maybe I would probably be a Jedi. Only because these droids are not the ones you're looking for.
yeah, it depends on how much fun we're having.
You could always flip-flop back and forth like they do in the new Star Wars. Yeah.
So while you were doing Disney, I had a podcast with Randy Richardson, which that was really cool. And then, like I said, tomorrow we got to take Bo to surgery. And he's got like a cancerous tumor and it's huge. But he's like, over 12 or so. But we're going through with the surgery. And then, honestly, just watching the whole Jake Paul thing with Conor McGregor thing's been a big thing for me.
I saw that. You showed me that earlier.
I know, I can't stop.
All right. So for those of you who haven't seen it, go on. I'm sure it's on World Star, Hip Hop, Barstool Sports. Anybody's covering it. Jordan Matthews covering it. We might share it here in a little bit. Actually, go ahead and share that. That way people know what we're talking about.
What?
The Jake Paul thing. Can we share that?
I mean, I don't see why not. We could pop something up.
Okay. So he calls out Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Calls him an Irish B word or something like that.
Yeah. Calls his lady out and everything.
That's pretty.
Said sign your $50 million contract. You're 1-0. I'm 2-0.
Oh, he's 0-1.
What Conor McGregor's 0-1, but he's 2-0. So he calls him out. And he said, "I had the biggest." He goes, "I had the and it's probably true though because everybody was watching that Tyson fight.
All right, so the guy fought Nate Robinson.
Knocked him out.
You know who that is?
Yeah. Used to play for the
Every basketball
Chicago
team.
Bulls.
Every basketball team
Yeah.
in the NBA. I remember playing with him on NBA 2K at one point.
No way.
Yeah, and he was like this tall when everybody else was this tall. So he was a very short little guy. He looked
5'9", 5'8",
yeah, he
something like
looked way bigger in the fight with Tyson than he did in real life, like on the TV when he's out there running around with all these 6-7 footers. So that makes sense, I guess. I guess just what I'm saying is Jake Paul's not as big as I thought that he was, based on the presence that he brought, or standing next to Nate Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, but them Logan boys though, I think they're like, I mean, wrestling like
So who's his brother? He's got a brother, right?
like Logan Paul.
Okay, who's he? What's he do?
They're all like Vine stars.
That's it.
Yeah, Jake Paul like did Vine and went to Disney kind of thing, Disney Star, then YouTube. I mean, they make millions off of YouTube. They're like they got more views than anybody. Like they're them like brothers, and they started doing like they do like goofy vines.
So bigger than the Kardashians?
They're close. They're right there. I mean, the Kardashians probably bigger, but I mean they're right there. Like
So bigger than the Jonas Brothers.
oh, for sure.
So I'm just all right. So being at Disney here just now, I didn't see anything Jake Paul or
Like the fact that he even got a fight, like a co-main event with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's big.
I mean, he's like a big. I mean, he's a big YouTuber. Like he is. I mean, I think the kid gets. I mean, he gets 10 million views on one of his videos.
That's unreal.
Yeah, I mean,
We only get a little bit less than that. So.
no, but I mean, it's crazy that you're like, you got like the top like UFC fight like Conor McGregor, which he retired. He's coming back out of retirement. And he's, he bashing about that, but like you got these YouTube influencers that got. They say more clout now. I think that's what they call it, more clout. We have these YouTubers that it's all about the views anyways. Look at these sporting events. If you got a YouTuber that's got more viewers than the actual athlete, like, I'm not saying he's not an athlete, but an actual like career-long athlete.
Train.
Yeah, they're going to go for the views because, I mean, that's what sells in marketing. But he did the whole $50 million fight me kind of thing, and that was kind of like, oh snap! But like Dana White said, Dana's like,
You called Dana White out too.
huh?
Called Dana White out too.
He did too. Well, see, the thing is, Logan Paul is actually fighting Floyd Mayweather coming up.
Yeah, I saw that.
So his brother's fighting the number one boxer in the world.
Okay, that's his brother. That's
yeah,
fighting.
they're brothers.
I keep getting them confused. Which one's older?
Logan Paul
Okay.
and
What does their parents do for a living?
I mean, they both started as Vine brothers. Like they built the empire.
So not their parents.
No, like they built it.
Cool.
But like he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. He fought KSI, these YouTubers. So he fought a British London fighter named KSI.
So they're both fighters now.
Yeah, well,
That's probably why I get them confused.
Well, they did an event where Logan and Jake fought, I think, two brothers or two cousins, like KSI and his family member, and Jake beat him up. That's why he's 2-0. And then Logan Paul fought KSI out of London, which he's like a big gamer and YouTuber.
Gamers are fighting now.
That's all, yeah. But but their presence, like it's. I mean,
Anybody talks about fighting. Like at one point, we used to talk about could so and so take so and so, and then we were like, man, we should just sell tickets to this fight and then make them fight with the money that we would raise off the tickets.
Well, Dana White said, and that's where Dana White's come full circle with this. Is like Dana White's like, now you know where boxing's going. Like boxing's hurting when you got a YouTuber that got beat up by a gamer fighting Floyd Mayweather.
It's celebrity deathmatch.
Yeah, he's
2020.
Like, now you know where boxing's going now, and you're pretty much saying like UFC is doing what we're doing, but now you know how bad boxing's hurting. Well, no matter what, like people are gonna buy a ticket, but it's still an exhibition, so it's not like
Yeah.
it's.
I mean, did you watch that Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah.
It was very overhyped. And I'm not trying to discredit either one of the athletes. They both brought it. But it wasn't like they were in there trying to kill each other. They didn't have the same mentality that they had towards.
It's a paycheck.
It was a paycheck. Yeah, and you could tell it was a paycheck from day one. Well, actually, you couldn't tell it was a paycheck from day one. You could tell it was a paycheck from round one. They pumped it up like they were going to actually try to kill each other. But then once you saw them both go on like Joe Rogan and both talked about fighting and how they're going to approach it, then I'm kind of thinking, like, are they all on the same team here maybe? And that's kind of what it seemed like at the very end.
And we'll never know.
No. But the Paul Robinson fight, you could clearly tell there was no teaming up in that fight.
No, and I think they, I think Tyson got like maybe 10 million plus.
But you probably needed it.
And then Roy probably got, I think we read, and it might be a lot more. I forgot who article. It's like 3 million or something. And I know Jake Paul and Nate Robinson got $600.
Really?
So it was like they didn't even go for it was more or less like
they were just like the preliminary.
Yeah, but he kept on, like, everybody kept bashing him, and I think they did this. I think it was Vice or something. Was asking Jake Paul the question. Two girls were asking him, like, 2 black girls were asking these questions. It's hilarious, but it was kind of weird. But they were like, "So you knocked out Nate Robinson. Since you knocked out Nate Robinson, is that racist?"
Yeah.
Like, you knocked
totally is.
Yeah, so it's like that was the question. He's like, "What?" He's like, "What?" He's like, but no, it's just you're getting to a world where influencers are over, like,
yeah, Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Influencers are bigger than celebrities. 100%, because they know, like, even with like their merchandise and their brands and stuff, but they know that and you see a lot more people spending money with these boys because they know what they're selling than your stand-up movie celebrity now, because these guys are kind of, they might put on a scene, but they're still them.
Right.
And when you got like celebrities, it's like you're endorsing them, but you're only seeing a side of them.
Yeah, you're only seeing a certain part.
And you're seeing these kids grow up, and they're like, "Well, I know, like, Hyundai can sponsor this video, and know that they get a better return on their money."
It's not really a character; it's a role at that point, or not really a role, but a person.
And that gets bigger. But yeah, it's been a great podcast. So we want to end it.
Yeah, let's call it, guys. Go hit your local Taco Bell up. Tell them Jordan Matthews sent you. They'll give you a free napkin.
And like and subscribe to our YouTube, Jordan Matthew, our Facebook, our social media handles. Check out our podcast. We appreciate if you support us. So just go ahead and do that.
Yep.
Now,
y'all holler at us later.
Talk to you.